Good morning, adventurers. It is good to see you all again. I have another beautiful day in Pennsylvania with a slight chance of thunderstorms, so I might get kicked off this lake. A few weeks ago, I released a video where, as a joke, I posted like 35 seconds of shots of me getting into my boat and was saddened, troubled by the number of people in the comments who said that they stress over getting into and out of the boat, or it's difficult getting into and out of the boat. Would I please do a video about getting into and out of the boat in different locations and different methods and things like that? I'm gonna do my best to show you a handful of ways, but some of them are ones that I know are common, but I just don't do them. So I don't know what they're gonna look like. So that's our plan for today, getting into and out of the boat without hurting yourself, falling, looking foolish, which I will probably do. Let's get a boat off the roof and get on the water. Okay, so first we have to understand a couple of concepts. Hey everyone, this is Brett from the future. I'm editing this video and want to point out one thing before we get to two concepts, which is a couple weeks ago I did a video called 3+1, 3 things outdoor instructors don't talk about. And those 3 things are going to help you phenomenally. If you haven't seen that video, go check it out. It's up here. But to cut to the chase, it's body position awareness, also called proprioception, and core strength, also called core strength. So those 2 things will make all of these things easier, way easier, so much easier. Okay, back to Brett from now. Concept 1 is that people come in all shapes, sizes, and abilities. There are certainly things that I'm going to ask my body to do today that it's not going to want to do, and I may or may not be able to do them. Find a method to get into and out of your boat that works for you. To go back to the video a few weeks ago, I'm going to do that a lot today. Rethink everything. There is not one thing for every situation, for every person. We have to find our way. And we do that through practice and in controlled environments. So, number 1, find what works for you. Number 2, where land meets water is the surf zone. Even if the waves are 6 inches high like they are right here, any place that water and land are interacting is a place of danger. It's where most people get injured paddling. I work really hard to get through the surf zone quickly, whether it's actual surf or surf like this. A 6-inch wave can push your boat unpredictably. So even in little tiny waves, breaking little wavelets like this, you need to be careful. You need to move out of it quickly, which is why I use the method to get into a boat that I use, because I can get pretty quickly from standing on the beach to floating in the water out of the surf zone. That is my primary goal. Let's talk really quickly about a very common sort of textbook way to get into a boat. No, 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 this is just, no, this is emergency use only. I gotta get off the water because of bad weather. This is just how you break an ankle destroy a boat. Just no, just no. Okay, that actually went better than I thought it would. I haven't tried that in a decade. It's super common. I've seen amazing instructors do it smoothly and fluidly. There are a couple things I don't like about it, particularly for new instructors. The biggest thing is that it puts your hands behind you and it takes them out of the equation in terms of balancing yourself. And so I'm not a huge fan of that. Particularly for new paddlers. If you can do it fluidly and you can do it well and quickly and get off the beach, awesome. I can't do it that way, so I don't do it that way. This is how I do it. You've seen it. So that's how I do it. Straddle the boat, slide the boat into the water, seat in the bottom, legs in, I'm out of the surf zone. Life is good. Now, at Knowles, I've been critiqued that it's dangerous to do it that way because in Prince William Sound, you frequently are on beaches that are steep and have surf, and their concern is no matter which way the boat gets blown by surf or pushed by surf, it's going to take out one of my legs. They prefer to stand with both feet on one side, lower your bottom into the seat, and then bring your feet in. I find that a little awkward as well, and you still have a 50% chance of getting your legs blown out, whereas they say, yeah, but your way, it's a 100% chance if the boat gets pushed by waves, you're losing a leg, to which my response is, yeah, but I can do it so quickly, and I just time it between the waves, that it's not a problem. And so that's exactly what I mean, sort of to illustrate the point of there's no one way. So find a way that works for you and make that your way. I do really like, I mean, if this was crashing surf, I would go nose in so that I can quickly be paddling and get through the surf. But for stuff like this where it's a 6-inch wave and windy or whatever, I do like to back out because as I lower myself into the boat, I can push and the boat just slides out and I'm away from the surf zone. Even with wind and waves pushing in. I've done it a million times, and for me, that's what works well. Things to be aware, like this is ideal choice for putting a boat in the water in terms of it's relatively soft, it is not too steep. A lot of times with really steep beaches, the nose will be on the beach and the boat will be floating, and as soon as you weight the boat, it'll tip really far because nothing is supporting it. In that situation, I think you're better off just getting into the boat floating. Also, what you can do is, if it's a really steep beach, is what I've set myself up for here with a big assist from the wind, is the boat is sideways to the beach. So the waves are just pushing me in, it's relatively stable. I can slide to the back of the boat and then pop out if my legs were too long, or I could just slide my legs out and stand up. Yeah, so that's in and out for me, sideways or bow ways, either way works. Okay, so this is a situation where I've got a number of options. They range from absolute least favorite, which is this guy right here. I despise docks, and the way that I've done them, and again, this is one I have not done in a while, is to leave my lower body loose. Hang on, we're gonna swing around to the other side and get some protection from the wind. Leave my lower body loose and do it all with upper body strength. I don't know that I was ever taught how to do this, but that's how I would do this. I will be honest and say, I don't think I can do this right now. Let's get this out of the way. The problem with standing up in the boat and using your legs is that the boat wants to go sideways, right? And so if I come in here, I've got to use my legs a little bit. Nope, not happening now. Not happening. Can't do it. Maybe I could have done it 10 years ago. Can't do it now. And not surprising. This is horrible. Look at how high this is. This is incredibly dangerous. Then you got to deal with your boat. I do think getting in is a little bit easier because you've at least got gravity helping you, which I could probably do, but yeah, not going to do it. But in any case, it's essentially, if you're a rock climber, you're mantling up onto this dock. This is also exceedingly high. I've definitely used docks in the last little while. I can think of one in particular on Long Island where the dock height was only about here, in which case it's super simple just to press up onto it. Okay, so that's a simple roll on, do a roll. I'm still holding the boat with my feet so it won't get away. That actually worked pretty well. The big difference was how much lower this dock is compared to that one over there. And then I'm just gonna reverse it to get in. I'm mainly controlling the position of the boat with my lower half, but I'm not weighting any of it. So that actually works surprisingly well. The big difference, as I said, is the height of that pier. Again, try and leave your legs, your lower half, as limp as possible so the boat doesn't go shooting across the way. A better option, and one that while I still don't love it, I would use over that in a heartbeat, is a boat ramp. Now, the problem with boat ramps is it usually takes kayakers a while to get in and out because we have gear we have to deal with, and I really don't want to get into an altercation with a guy who's backing a trailer. So I tend to do this pretty quickly. I'm going to use similar method. I'm going to come in sideways for this one, but I don't always. Like, you could use this thing here, but again, it takes time. It also puts a lot of pressure on the paddle when I could just do this. Again, this works for me. It may not work for you. I'm standing, I'm out. I can grab. There you go. And honestly, I would just go this way and get out of the ramp so it's not an issue. Getting into the water, I'm gonna do similar. That's the other part of this. I think you just heard my hull grinding on the ramp. So again, because it's steep, I'm gonna get that sort of tweak and spill. And once again, I'm in the boat and floating. Let's get out of the way of the ramp so that this guy with his trailer can get in. So I used ramps like that pretty frequently in Norfolk for the 18 months that I lived there. Norfolk did not have many actual beaches. It had a lot of boat ramps and it had a lot of kayak launches, which are super nice. Let's look at one of those right now. Okay, so this is an adaptive kayak launch. It's very similar to the ones that I used in Norfolk. They're not all adaptive. This one happens to be, which just means that it has more tools for people who need more assistance. These are actually really nice. The only thing to be aware of with these, you can feel with a boat like this, a thermoformed plastic boat, you can feel the boat flex a little bit, particularly as you sort of muscle the boat further in and further out. So it makes me a little nervous. I don't know for sure that I'm not supposed to use it. I've used them 20, 30 times over the years in a thermoform boat without issue. And it's fine, but yeah, it just, you can feel the boat flex when you go over these little spars. So something to think about, but it's a really nice way to get in and out. Far right.
Thanks for the tip.
Okay, so that's a bunch of ways to get into your boat, out of your boat, different sort of options in terms of methods and places. If there's one I forgot, let me know down in the comments. I'm happy to do a follow-up with other things. I didn't have access to like big surf. In that situation, I'm going in nose first and launching pretty quick. Google seal launch is sort of what you're doing, is you're pushing off the sand. For that, I might even use my paddle just to get the boat floating and then race out quick to get out through the waves. Your boat will have not much problem going up and over the waves. The real problem is getting back in, is it's much harder to judge the sets, but that's a topic for another day. If there's something else you want to see, let me know down in the comments. Otherwise, I'll see you on the water.